They also want to scrap the fuel economy standards that increase the fuel economy of the vehicles which we drive up to 54.5 miles per gallon by the year 2026, that simultaneously backs out 3 million barrels of oil a day that we would not have to import from the Middle East, while reducing dramatically the equivalent of 1 full year's worth of all of the CO2 which the United States sends up into the atmosphere. So they deny the science, they delay on solutions, but what's happening is Americans are already paying an extreme weather tax in the price of their food, in the cost of the damage which has been caused across this country. There was $60 billion worth of extreme weather damages in 2011 that taxpayers, homeowners, business owners had to pay. This year we had the worst months of drought since the Dust Bowl. The repercussions are still rippling through the economy and could end up costing an estimated $50 billion in damages. Wildfires, nearly $8 billion in damages. Hurricane Isaac, which delayed the Republican convention, cost $1.5 billion. But this isn't just about how climate change is taxing our economy. This is about the human toll which it exacts. Sandy caused 179 deaths, including 110 Americans, shut down large parts of New Jersey and the city of New York. And that is just the most extreme weather disaster. This year's drought destroyed farmers' crops, ranchers' livestock, driving prices up at the grocery store for Americans already struggling to get by. Wildfires torched thousands of homes in several western states. So, George already talked about this. We have not increased the fuel economy standards of the vehicles we drive all the way from 1975 until the year 2007. And each year on the House floor, each Congress, I would make an amendment to increase the fuel economy standards. And each year I would lose by ever narrower margins until 2007 when the Democrats took over the House and the Senate. And in 2007, we were successful in increasing the fuel economy standards to give the President the power to increase those fuel economy standards. And in conjunction with Massachusetts versus EPA, the Supreme Court decision, a 5-4 decision in April of 2007, the President was able to do so to raise those fuel economy standards to 54.7. Now, that is when you look at the television ads now, every ad now says, we get 33 miles per gallon. The next ad says, no, we get 37 miles per gallon. The next ad says, no, we get 39 miles per gallon. And guess what? That's what people want, right? So now the auditors emerges towards what it is that the public has been thirsting for all along. Similarly, this president is now talking about putting on the books regulations that will ensure that not only new coal-fired plants, but old coal-fired plants have to reduce dramatically the amount of CO2 that are emitted from coal-fired plants in our country. And that's the greatest single source of this pollution going up into the atmosphere. So we have a tremendous set of opportunities which we can capture. We are now up to 391 parts per million of CO2 up into the atmosphere. When Paul Revere began his ride, we were at 280 parts per million of CO2 up in the atmosphere. So this change has occurred in a way in which the United States has been the principal historic contributor. As other countries look at us, they look up in the sky and they see red, white, and blue CO2. And the Chinese and the Indians, they say to us, do not preach temperance from a bar stool. You have to be the leader. You have to put it into place. Now here's the good news. with the new fuel economy standards, with the reductions in the switching over already from coal over to natural gas, with the incredible increase in the amount of wind and solar. I'm going to give you a couple of big numbers that are great numbers. This year, 12,000 new megawatts of wind will be installed in the United States of America. 12,000 new megawatts. Seabrook is 1,000 megawatts. 12,000 new megawatts this year. 3,000 new megawatts of solar installed this year in the United States. That's 15,000 new megawatts of wind and solar installed this year. So we have to make sure that those tax breaks stay on the books, that we continue to have the kinds of incentives that are going to be needed in order to put in place the ability for the United States to be the leader in convincing the rest of the world to change their behavior in order to save the planet against